This is a new series for the channel. We're going from a very small investment of money and hoping to make money by buying and selling a couple of cars. Andy, take it away.
Right, so the first car we're going to start with is a Landrover Freelander. So this car was advertised locally for 500 quid. Paul went and knocked on the door, made a bit of contact, and we managed to get it down to 400 quid, which is good. It needs a bit of work. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but generally speaking, the bodywork is quite good.
It's 2005, it's a 1.8, which is the smallest engine they did. It's 130 odd thousand miles, and most importantly, it's 11 months MOT, and it's got no major bodywork issues because we're not going to get into that for this level of money. So we're hoping to add some value, but first of all, you're obviously going to want to look around the car. This is a Freelander 1, but it's actually the facelift, so it's got a few slight differences, like it hasn't got amber corners and stuff like that. It's in blue. It's in quite nice condition. There's no big dents down the side. That door doesn't work. Inside, I mean, it hasn't actually been cleaned yet. We're going to do all that. It's got some other issues, like this window doesn't roll down. The boot, this window is rolled down and doesn't do anything else. So that needs probably looking at some point. Bit of a grind there. This window doesn't work. Inside, it's actually in reasonable condition. It's not too badly worn. It's got some wears you'd expect, but nothing bad. In terms of the mechanicals, let's look at the engine. It's 1.8 K series engine, which will probably scare most people off. It is a little bit tappety, but we've got kind of a plan for that. It's had a lot of work done, which we'll take you through. It's got the lights, which need kind of refreshing. This is just going to be a simple polish up on them with some toothpaste. So we're going to not try and spend a lot of money. We're just going to basically tart it up a bit, make it a nice, reasonable condition, and then just sell it, basically. We've got a plan here. So this is just a quick overview of the budget. Bought the car, 400 quid. Service pack of the oil filter, all that stuff, 40 quid. Hydraulic valve treatment, because it's a little bit tappety, 9 quid. Prop bearings, 27 quid. I didn't actually mention that it's only 2-wheel drive at the moment. The prop came with it, but the bearings are knackered. We're going to quickly sort them out. So that's a total of 476 quid outlay. Other stuff we need to do as well. Like I said, the rear windows don't work and the back window doesn't work, and also the door lock you saw. Hopefully fix that for circa 500 quid. Plan to sell it for around £1,000. That might be like a massive overestimate. Obviously we'll try and sell it for as much as we can get, but similar cars without the issues that this is not going to have by the time we fixed it, you're going for around £1,000. So that should be around 500 quid profit, we hope. And the aim of this whole series is to end up with £2,000 profit. So we'll just see how we get on. This might be quite a few cars we're going to have to do, and hopefully this will be our last Freelander of them. But what we're going to try and do is make the videos quite short, quite snappy, not take you through too much of the detail, because you can find online how to do this stuff like we're doing. But we'll just show you, what our progress is. So taking this little cover off, 8mm, then taking the coil packs off, and I'm just taking spark plugs out. Put new spark plugs in. Right, air filter, so these little 3 catches around the side. Get that one off there. Missed the one at the back, doesn't matter. Here. There, like that. And just pop the little catches back in. The filter is 4 6mm screws, and underneath the passenger, and then this just comes out and down, slides in and just bolted back up. Good shout changing it, it's pretty grotty. Taking out the sump bolt, dropping the oil. It's got this massive sump guard. One bolt wasn't having any of it, so just dropped it down. I'm going to leave it and just put it back up once I've put the sump plug and the washer back in. Cheers! Everyone likes a quick drink of this when it's a 30 days work. Yeah, this is the hydraulic valve lifter treatment from Wins. The engine's nothing wrong with it. It's 136,000 miles. It's a bit tappety, it's a bit noisy on the cam tappets. So what I'm going to do is chuck this in. It says it works from 3 to 5 litres, so I think it's probably about 5 litres of oil or 6 litres of oil go in this car. So I'm just going to chuck that straight in there, and then yeah, we should be all good. Right, oil's in there. Right, new wiper blades. Right, just put a bit of WD-40 on there, or put whatever you like, but it was squeaking before and now much better. What it doesn't do is open on either of these. Pop it open. I'm just using a little butter knife. You can kind of, there you go. So you could use anything. Both of the rear windows aren't working. In fact, all, if you include the rear tailgate. So yeah, go down. You can see just a cable moving around here. Just got the window regulator out here. You can see what we're working with. This cable snapped, but even better than that, this thing's out here and all snapped as well. So I think I need the full mechanism. The motor's okay. The mechanism's in on both the rear doors, and as you can see, they're both working. I've taken off a number of these big posi drive screw heads and taken the back cover off. There's no cable on that wheel here, so I think we've found our issue. So that was a bit of a pain, but it's all done. And put it back up again. And the crucial thing, when it's closed, you should be able to drop down a bit, and then this one doesn't open. So there's the door card off. It'll lock, but it won't unlock. How do you go about adjusting the cables? So what you do is you can pop this off. Basically comes out. And look how loose they are. Take the handbrake down, and all I'm going to do is just tighten this cable up with my ratchet spanner. Just glad I didn't even have to touch the rear drums. This headlight is very cloudy and gone all orange because of the sun damage, I guess. If you look here, this is what a nice cleaned up one looks. Simple process. Come along, got some soapy water and a cloth, wipe it down, and I'm just using this Maguire's plastic RX or Plast RX and a microfiber cloth, and just doing simple swirling motion. I think it's quite common on these is that you start hearing a knocking on the floor as you drive along when your drive shaft's installed, and it's basically these bearings which hold this part of the drive shaft in. There's two of them, they're both the same, are held in by some rubber. I think the rubber gets worn, probably the bearings get worn as well, and then they start moving up and down, and that thumping you can start to hear, and that's what happened with this. The previous owner felt that and then just asked the garage to simply take the drive shaft off as a quick fix rather than actually fix it. But I don't see how anyone would be that interested in buying this car that's four-wheel drive when it's only front-wheel drive. New washers and new bearings installed. Back together. Right, underneath the car, we're back four-wheel drive. Is what the people wanted. Props on. Is it going to work? Oh yeah. Never do they spin? Check the back wheel. Kick on. I think I've got a lot of traction. I feel like a proper 4x4 person.
Do you want me to do it?
This is just a quick view on how much everything cost. Bought the car for £400, spent about £221 on parts. Those two things together, £621. Managed to sell the car for 1100 quid, which isn't bad. So made for a total of just under 500 quid profit